So whether you're just starting a property management company or if you've been in this business for a long time, one of the things you need to review regularly is your insurance. What type of insurance do you have on your property? We live in a very litigious society, and we're in an industry that is very litigious as well. So it's very important that you review and ensure that your insurance is current and up to date. Now there's 4 types of insurance I think are necessary, and only for property management companies to have in place. Now the first type is a simple business liability policy. This is the standard policy that any business would have in place. Whether you've got an accounting company, a plumbing company, a lawn mowing company, a carpet cleaning company, you're going to have a business liability policy in place. Most insurance providers, whether it's State Farm Insurance, Farmers Insurance, Allstate, or any one of the number of smaller types of insurance companies, will provide a business liability policy to your company. So call some of those, just say you want a standard quote, get the max coverage you can probably get, which is going to be $1 to $2 million per occurrence, might go up to $5 million even, but max out on this, get what you can. Now once you have this in place, it's important to go above and beyond this. And this is a cheap, affordable way to go above and beyond is through a simple umbrella policy. What an umbrella policy does is it increases the amount of your coverage in case this policy is maxed out. So if you've got $1 million limit here, and the worst case scenario happens, a tenant slips and falls and hurts themselves and sues you for $2 million and you cap out on your business liability, well, your umbrella policy then is going to kick in for that additional cost of that claim. Very affordable an umbrella policy is. Now you can have an umbrella policy on your company, and you can also have an umbrella policy on you personally. That's what we do. That's what I would recommend you do. So get a company umbrella and get a personal umbrella, because if something happens and you're the owner of the company, you're probably going to get sued individually as well. That's where this umbrella kicks in. Now I just got my bill in the mail last week for my personal umbrella policy. To give you an idea of costs, I've got $1 million of coverage on my umbrella policy, and it cost me $250 a year. Very affordable, but very well worth the cost. Now once you've got your business liability, once you've got your umbrella, the third type of policy that I think is very valuable to you is errors and omissions, typically referred to as E&O insurance. Depending on what state you're in, if you are in a state that requires licensing for property management, they may require you to carry an E&O policy in place. If you're not in a state that requires that, maybe there is no requirement, but it's still worth looking into. What E&O does is it's specific to the real estate related world. It covers real estate related activities. So you want to look at getting a standard E&O policy. Now an E&O policy is going to have a couple endorsements or additional types of coverage beyond general real estate sales practices. One of those endorsements you want to make sure that you have in your policy is a property management endorsement, meaning it covers the specifics of property management related activity. Very, very important. Now, for example, here's some other endorsements we have that I think are valuable. We have an endorsement for fair housing discrimination, because in the day and age we live, this is unfortunately becoming more and more common, isn't it? So if we have a claim filed against us for a fair housing discrimination claim, our E&O insurance is going to kick in and cover us for that claim. We also have an endorsement for lockbox property damage. Isn't that pretty cool? So if somebody accesses a property through a lockbox we have on that property and they do damage to that property, our E&O insurance is going to cover specifically damage to the property for that instance. So there's a lot of different endorsements, or riders they're called, that you can get under your E&O coverage, and you can choose different coverage levels, but I think this is absolutely something you want to have in place for your company. Now the fourth type of insurance you want to have, and this is more standard as well, is workers' comp. This covers your employees. So if you have an employee traveling to a property and they get in a car accident or they slip and fall and break their ankle, your workman's comp is going to cover your employees if anything should happen to them while working for you. Insurance is not something you need to overemphasize or spend too much time on, because we've got a lot going on, don't we? We're trying to run our business. But make sure to start your year off by having these at least 4 types of insurance in place for your coverage, for your company. It'll help you sleep better at night. It'll provide adequate coverage for you as a company.